That 3-week-long strike, it says business continuity plans are in place to ensure that consumers do not experience any disruptions in the supply of goods. Now let's stay with labour issues. Members of the Communication Workers Union marched to the Public Protector's Office and the Gauteng Premier's Office in Johannesburg today. They went ahead with that march despite the Post Office securing an urgent court interdict yesterday, and that was to ensure that workers did not picket close to post offices themselves. Well, to discuss, I'm now joined by the Gauteng Provincial Secretary of the Union, Jabulani Ncube. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
Let's first look at the turnout. Our reporter was on the ground, said only about 200 workers attended today. Was there a very poor turnout? Does that mean that workers themselves maybe are not supporting this?
We will not agree with that there was a low turnout of members or workers, because our audit does not tell us that it was less than 200 rand. We feel that there was more than that.
Okay.
And we are quite happy with it.
It still seems like a low turnout. Are workers supporting you on this?
Oh, definitely.
Was your actions legal today, given the court interdict obtained by the Post Office yesterday? You did stay away from post offices themselves.
Of course.
Okay, so you went to the Public Protector. Let's start with that. You want a report released into the Post Office. What do you believe is in that report, and why is it being held up?
Our gut feelings tells us that that report will shed some light on the shenanigans that have been happening in the South African Post Office since 2011 and now. But also we wanted to raise public profile that the Public Protector seems to be selective on some of the issues that she challenges, because we do not find it justifiable that it can take 5 years for her to give us a report.
Okay, so this probe was launched 5 years ago.
2011. Yes.
Is the report complete, or do you know, is the office still working on it?
We have never gotten any answers from her. Hence, we decided that with our members, let us march, and anybody who's implicated by that report should be taken to task.
What shenanigans do you think are going on?
Of course, there are issues of maladministration. The only reason that we can fully say probably the post office is not making money is through that report. To say that probably the postal business is no longer making money, we'll be informed by that report, but we don't believe that money just walked away because it does not have fees.
One theory why the post office is not making money, and we've got visuals of that march today so people can judge the numbers for themselves. One theory is that nobody trusts the post office anymore because of ongoing strike action. You cannot rely on the post office to do what it's meant to do any longer. So that comes back to workers. What's your response to that? Our
response is that it is unfounded that workers are to blame for the current situation in the South African Post Office. You will remember that over 2.1 billion went missing in the South African Post Office in the past 5 years. So we do not agree that solemnly workers are the ones to blame. Post Office has been giving former CEOs handshakes, golden handshakes, worth millions. So we do not believe that in actual fact it is us that you need to blame on this current situation.
Okay, so besides the shenanigans that you claim, it is a fact that the Post Office downscaling, I understand, trying to decide which post offices are viable. That means workers losing their jobs, workers may lose jobs in the future. Was strike action today justified, given, like I said, that it just seems that the strike action really has not helped, if I can say it that.
From where we are standing, it helped. Here we are dealing with workers who have not been paid. Remember that they receive their salaries in piecemeals. So we are saying that this thing cannot continue, because as the union, if we do not challenge that or raise our voice against that and fold our arms, we'll be failing to provide leadership.
Jabulani, I understand from the reporters who've been working on this, if you look at the numbers, the post office does not have the money. So how will that money suddenly make itself appear because of a strike?
We cannot say that the post office does not have the money and end it there. We must ask ourselves the question that where did the money go? That is what we wanted to do. Hence, we marched to the Public Protector and to the Premier's office to exert pressure on government that the SIU report that was instigated and released earlier this year should be acted upon.
Okay. In the meantime, while we are waiting for that report, how is the Post Office going to survive? I see that you actually want a government bailout. So it sounds like you're actually on the same side as the Post Office itself, saying, please help us to survive. Is that correct?
No, we agree that, of course, the Post Office needs a bailout, in as much as the SAA has been bailed out 1,000 times.
What happens now?
From now on, we have handed over our memorandum to all these institutions. We are giving them 7 days to respond. Failure to do that will go to the drawing board and re-strategize.
Are there going to be further strikes? Jabulani, again, I'm just amazed that you went on strike now. Given the history of strike action, surely all these issues have been raised, and because you want the post office to survive, surely there's something to be said for workers at the post office remaining in their posts for a while now.
Francis, you'll agree with me that ever since last year, we went on a 4-month strike. There's never been any strike that has taken place, and we believe that the financial situation has changed. Therefore, workers deserve better. We cannot have a situation whereby, come the end of this month, which is November, workers will not be guaranteed if they're going to be paid or not.
All right, thank you very much for your time this evening. That was Jabulani Ncube from the Communication Workers Union.